Oh my goodness, what am I going to do? I've got a garden full of food over here. I've got the tomatoes, I've got the peppers, I've got the onions, I've got peas, but I don't have any calories. And you need calories to do work. You need calories for energy. What can I grow? What can I grow in the garden that's going to give me calories and energy to do work?
Potatoes.
Say what?
Potatoes.
Potatoes? I could grow some sweet potatoes. Yeah. Might do the trick. There. When I set out to make a video about planting sweet potatoes, I had intended to show a video of planting a variety of different sweet potatoes, from the ornamentals to the more tuber productive Beauregard sweet potatoes. Whenever I went back to review the footage that I had taken, I discovered that the sound of nearby air conditioners running was such a distraction that you could barely make out what I was saying, and other than that, the actual pictures that I was taking were not really very clear. And a thought occurred to me, you know, you can watch any number of videos on YouTube of people starting sweet potato slips from the potato in a cup of water with the toothpicks. Everybody does those. You can see all kinds of videos on YouTube where people are planting sweet potatoes. Everybody does those. Harvesting sweet potatoes? Yes, everybody does those. We've seen all these videos already. And if you want to watch one of those videos, then by all means go watch one. I watched plenty. They're worth watching if you need to know how to go about planting a sweet potato or harvesting it or getting a slip started. So I found it rather fortunate that the video that I had taken of me doing the things that everybody else has already done hundreds of times over wasn't really worth watching. It gives me the opportunity to do something different, and that's talk about the value of certain crops, root crops like the sweet potato, or regular potatoes, or the beans that are behind me over there, corn, which I have some started over here. The value of those crops for feeding yourself and feeding your family. Because although tomatoes are wonderful and they're tasty and they are full of vitamin C, and peppers are full of vitamin C and other nutrients, and onions, I can't really say enough good things about onions, squash, all of these crops that you can grow and produce many pounds of food from a garden space are lacking in calories, and you do need calories to keep on doing work and keep surviving. It's something that we tend to forget a little bit about when we get excited about growing a lot of food for ourselves from the garden. The question becomes, how much do we really need to grow to be able to actually live on what we grow? And surprisingly enough, when we're talking about annual crops, it is quite a bit. One sweet potato plant may produce anywhere from 3 to 5 pounds. We estimate downwards to the 3-pound range at 25 calories per ounce. One sweet potato plant is 1 day's worth of food. Just 1 day, that's it. It takes one plant, it's 1 day of food. And for that 1 day of food, it takes up about 4 square feet of space. Is this a good use of space, a good utilization of space? I don't know. That's one sweet potato. One set of pole beans where I can get 8 bean plants into a 4 foot by 4 foot area. That's 16 square foot. I can get 8 plants. At the best, I can be hoping to get maybe 1.5 pounds of beans, also at around 25 calories per ounce. Ideally, that 16 square foot area is going to be 4 days worth of food for me, which is once again about 1 day per 4 square foot. I don't know if we can get a much better return of space invested for the amount of food that you get calorie-wise to keep you alive than that. We'll keep looking and see if I can find a better ratio. But for right now, let's walk around and have a look at some of the plants, shall we? Okay, so here I am in the backyard nursery area, and I've got 5 of the Beauregard sweet potatoes planted in this area. They're fairly heavily mulched, so I do need to add more mulch. There's 5 days of food under this tray. I suppose the peas do get an honorable mention. There's quite a few pounds of peas tied up into these vines here, and they'll be getting picked very soon. These ones are, okay, this one's probably ready to harvest. So I'll be able to harvest this row either today, possibly tomorrow. Alright, let's have a look at these pole beans. These are Cherokee Trail of Tears black beans. The best quotes for production for these are 1.5 pounds per plant, but I'm estimating probably only 3/4 of a pound, half of that, just to be on the safe side. If that's the case, then 10 poles would not be 40 pounds. 10 poles would be about 30 pounds. Or about, let's see, 30 pounds, 10 days worth of food. So, 5 days worth of food, and all of this, 10 days worth of food. We're at 15 days worth of food. Maybe a day's worth in calories and proteins from the peas. Protein's probably a little bit better, but calories not that much. Peas are maybe 15 calories per ounce, if that. So all of these peas represent about another 5 or 6 days. Well, we're at about 20 days worth of food. So I might show you some footage of getting this space ready to plant this particular ornamental sweet potato vine. Nice close-up look at those leaves, nice and purple. Aren't they pretty? It's a pretty ornamental, and the leaves are edible. You can pick and eat the leaves. All right. Okay, so we're at about 21 days worth of food from what I've showed you so far. Let's take a look around to the front side of the house. And in the front garden we've got, of course, the pecan tree. And pecans, full maturity, maybe around 450 pounds of nuts per year, with a much, much higher calorie count. But you do have to wait for these. There's 1, 2, 3 more Beauregard sweet potatoes. That's 3 more days worth of food. Of course, there's another one of those ornamentals. Good for salad greens, perhaps. Let's talk about this plant here. This was a hazelnut. They'll mature a lot quicker than the pecans, and they will produce about 15 pounds a year of food. 15 pounds, pretty much the equivalent of eating meat, which is kind of nice, in a spread of about 144 square feet. Once again, you have to wait for it, but these are fat calories and protein calories, not just carbohydrates, the way your corn, beans, and sweet potatoes and regular potatoes. What were we at? 21 plus 3, 24. Here's 25, 26, and over there's 27 days worth of food. And of course a pear tree. Yeah, a lot of your food forests have lots of fruit trees, and fruit trees are nice, but fruit trees are sugar primarily, carbohydrates. I don't know if that's the kind of food you want to be relying on just to live. They do make life more enjoyable, that's for sure. Alright, so we're at 27 days worth of food so far. It's not a whole lot. Let's show you some more. Here's 28, 29, 30, and I know I planted another one around here. Oh, there you are. 31. I've got 31 days worth of food. That's not a lot. Oh, and I'm standing on a potato. I need to not do that. Let me show you some regular potatoes. These are Norland Red Potatoes. I'm thinking probably about 5 pounds worth. A bit more calories, I think, so perhaps 2 days worth per plant. So we were at 31, 33. If that plant that I just stepped on makes it, 35, 37, 39, 41, 43. I need to mulch around that one. 45. There's another hazelnut tree and another pecan tree. 47, 49, 51, 53, 55, 57. Oh look, and this one's starting to sprout and come up. 59. 59 days. It's not looking good. What else do we have? Alright, well this is a planting where I started out with, I'm going to put everything in the shadow. One okra in the middle. This is a Hayes family okra from Louisiana. It's an heirloom, saved for 70 generations. That's very nice. 70 generations of okra, not 70 generations of the Hayes family. And all around it, I planted 8 chickpeas. Let's take a look at one of those. There's the chickpea coming up. I planted a couple extra in each location, but they didn't all germinate. So if they all germinated and each plant produced maybe a ½ pound, that's a little bit, I don't know if that's a realistic number, maybe a ¼ pound. And that would be 2 pounds, and we could fudge it, make it say 3 per planting location, and that would be a day's worth. And I've got 16 just like this one. They're just starting to come up in this area, so another maybe 16 days of food in this little area here. So we're at 76, maybe 77, give or take, days of food. We might be able to push it out with just the odds and ends, the other little things that we've got growing. Remember, just because you're growing food doesn't mean you're going to be able to live off of what you grow. Growing lots of poundage of food is great. Growing lots of calories, lots of proteins is, well, you have to have calories and you have to have proteins. There's just no getting around it. You may not be growing as many days worth of food as you might have thought. Well, it's not too late. Get some potato slips in. That's a food for a person for a day for every one you get. 4 square feet. You can do that. You can get some of those amaranth, get some microgreens growing. You can sprout those in the winter. You don't have to have the seeds sprouted and save them, so there's an advantage there. It's a good time to plant beans right now. Chickpeas, of course. Cowpeas are coming up, and those have a similar production of food for square foot utilized. So all is not lost, but do remember to include calories and proteins in your garden plans. Zucchini is nice, I guess, but it won't keep you alive. Carrots are wonderful. I love carrots, and they do have some calories, but man cannot live on carrots alone, sadly. Wish you could. I like carrots. In any case, that's all I've got for you today, good people. As always, don't forget to hit the like button. Please leave your comments down below. Subscribe to the channel, share this video, bang the notification bell, and good people, I will catch you next time.